Some of the richest women in America have enormous bank accounts, own residences all over the world, and have luxury apparel stuffed into their wardrobes. It's simple to assume that only very well-known women like Beyoncé, Oprah, and the Kardashians are placed highly in terms of success or notoriety. There is, however, a lot more to it than that. You might be shocked by who wins in the end. Let's look at the richest women in the US and find out how they became successful and used their wealth. We'll delve into how these powerful women spend all of their cash. Number 5. Diane Hendricks. Diane Hendricks has a net worth of $7.4 billion. The richest self-made woman in America, was reared on a dairy farm in rural Wisconsin and now has a net worth of $7.4 billion. To get her current fortune, Diane undertook a lengthy trip. She began her career marketing custom-built homes, and after she wed husband Ken Hendricks, the two formed ABC Supply as business partners. The riches of ABC Supply gradually increased to the point that it was the largest roofing distributor in the country. Since then, she has produced a number of motion pictures and has frequently dabbled in politics, even serving as an economic counselor to Donald Trump's presidential campaign. She seems to have spent the most of her money on properties rather than on political campaigns or movies. She currently has a $10 million mansion in Wisconsin with a pool and tennis courts that looks out over a river. Number 4. Luring Powell Jobs, $21.3 billion. You must be familiar with this final name. With a net worth of $21.3 billion, Maureen Powell Jobs, the widow of Apple founder Steve Jobs, made our list. Prior to getting married, she worked as an asset manager and income trading strategy in a number of various industries. Thereafter, she assumed her position as a philanthropist. She co-founded the successful nonprofit College Track, whose mission is to increase impoverished students' college enrollment and graduation rates. Following this, she made headlines by founding Emerson Collective, a social change organization that aims to leverage investing in charity to ignite reforms in environmental protection, social justice, and health. As if she didn't already have enough volunteer work, Lorene is a founding member of the Climate Leadership Council. In addition to charities, Lorene appears to be obsessed with real estate. She is the owner of 2 equestrian ranches, one in Florida and one in Northern California. Only in the last few years, she spent $60 million on mansions in Malibu alone, and it clearly appears that she isn't through yet. Number 3. MacKenzie Bezos, $36.1 billion. Where did her fortune come from exactly? She was the ex-wife of Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, if her name sounds familiar to you. MacKenzie was one of the wealthiest women in America following the highest divorce settlement in history in 2019, and left with a 4% stake in one of the most well-known companies in the world. How did MacKenzie fit into Amazon, though? And how precisely did she get to be in this position? MacKenzie and Jeff met while both were employed by the same hedge fund. After Jeff had the idea for Amazon, he and MacKenzie drove across the nation to Seattle to establish their business. One of Amazon's early workers, MacKenzie worked as their accountant before negotiating their free contracts. Later, MacKenzie developed into a best-selling author and the mother of her and Jeff's 4 children. She is also the creator and executive director of the Bystander Revolution's anti-bullying initiative. So, what is she going to buy with all that cash? Indeed, MacKenzie is one of the select few billionaires who pledged to donate half of her wealth to charity when she joined the Giving Pledge. Number 2. Julia Cook, $41 billion US. Julia Cook is the following billionaire on our list with a fortune of $41 billion. She is the widow of David Cook, a Cox family member who founded Cook Enterprises, the country's second-largest privately held company. Julia's parents ran a farm and a women's apparel shop in Yahweh, where she was born and raised. It's safe to assume she had no idea she would end up on this list. She relocated to New York as a young adult, where she worked for Adolfo and had the chance to dress Nancy Reagan. She met her husband David there. Julia immediately left her job to care for their 3 children. Julia inherited a 42% stake in Cook Industries after David passed away in 2019, which has contributed to her accumulating such a big fortune. Whether she is luxuriating in her luxury in her Aspen home, it's safe to say she's set wherever she goes, whether it's the Hamptons, New York City, or Palm Beach. Number 1. Alice Walton, $51.4 billion. Alice Walton is the second richest person in the world and the richest woman in America. Given that she is the daughter of Sam Walton, the man who founded Walmart, it would be simple to assume that she has been given fortune. Yet Alice Walton has had a remarkable journey on her own. She was born and reared in Arkansas and went on to work in a number of illustrious organizations in a variety of prestigious positions. She was a stockbroker, money manager, and equity analyzer. She also established her own business, the Llama Firm, where she worked as president and CEO. Sadly, none of her business endeavors involved llamas. Although less fascinating than actual llamas, the Llama Company was an investment bank, and it made her a respectable sum of money. She relocated to a ranch after growing weary with the finance industry since there. She developed a talent for identifying falls that would one day become equestrian stars. While she received the majority of her fortune after her father passed away in 1992, her father frequently fantasized her commercial prowess and even remarked that she was the child that resembled him the most. The 5 richest women in America have now been discussed in full. Tell us what you would do with all that money in the comments area below. Give us a like and subscribe if you liked the video.